Justice League issue 7, Brian Hitch writing and Jesus Marino on art. And this was the second half of kind of a two-part story, where all the Justice League have been infected with, I guess, fear is the best way of putting it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I thought this was going to be a longer arc, but it seems like it's a two-parter that sets up at least some character stuff for the next arc.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Most of it is Superman trying to kill Batman, but then... Do you know what the funny thing about this issue is, though? Is I still have a lot of the same complaints. I still think it was a weak issue because of the execution, but I actually think a lot of the concepts that are getting into it are actually quite good. Like...
Yeah.
Because, like, so Superman's trying to kill Batman, and Batman, because he's also been affected by this stuff, is basically, yeah, just do it, kill me. Just go ahead, kill me, I deserve it. And...
In my misery.
Yeah. And they stop, because they both realise that they're not supposed to be acting like this, but they still feel it. Like, Superman still feels angry at Batman, and Batman still feels, well, I guess, suicidal. But they stop because they are smart enough to realise that this is not how they typically act.
Yeah, that scene where they're both just sat there in the Batcave, just on the floor.
Yeah, they're sitting on the
great.
floor, yeah. It's a really good image, and it's like, I kind of wish this was written better, because this is actually a really good idea.
Yeah, this is actually one where I feel like this could have done with another issue or two.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it kind of really gets brushed over, especially people like Simon. Like, especially when it's a story about fear, you expect the Green Lanterns here to be, at the forefront, and Jessica definitely.
I don't
is.
know if you know this, but he's a new Lantern, and he was in jail. And Jessica has anxiety and didn't leave her house for a full year. So, do they touch on that in Justice League?
Jessica's does a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, but it makes sense to be fair.
Yeah, it's relevant here, like, because she's specifically going through like these fear effects, and it sort of.
I just want to make sure everyone was aware of this. So.
Yeah, don't worry, Matt. We're very well aware. It's fine.
Okay,
it's
we're
fine.
good. We're good.
But yeah, so she's freaking out. Barry's like having this existential crisis because everyone's too slow for him, and he's all alone because of it. But
they meet at the grocery store.
But it's the same thing where it's not just that they feel afraid, it's they kind of feel bad about like what they could be doing, like they feel guilty.
Yeah, because it kind of wears off at the end, I think, but they all kind of like realise that it was based in like some truth, like in some weird way, like the emotions that got heightened were things that were really there deep down in some sort of subtle way.
Like Batman felt guilty about having Jason killed.
Yeah, like Batman's... Yeah, because he even mentions that he feels guilty for every neck that the Joker's, like, broken. Or, every person that the Joker's killed, he's sorry that he's not snapped the Joker's neck,
I just want to touch on real quick the way that Connor made it sound was like that Batman got a hit on Jason.
I realized that as I learned it, and I was going to
And that is a Freudian slip. Yeah, that was a Freudian slip of how he feels about Red Hood.
Oh, jeez.
And I like the thing that, just on that, but Barry was saying how each breath for people is like a lifetime for him if he wants to be, and he could literally just change the world and make it such a much better place, but he hasn't done that.
Yeah, so he's feeling guilty about that, and they're all feeling like... so I like these ideas, and this could have been a really great story, but it does kind of rush through it. It kind of is very clunky. Some of the dialogue just kind of doesn't flow at all. Or some of the narration, I should say. And... yeah, it all basically ends with Jessica deciding that she's leaving the Justice League.
Yeah.
And I feel like it'll be temporary. I'm no doubt she'll be back before long.
Yeah, because she's got to have a thing with Barry still.
Yeah.
Got to happen, right?
Well, interestingly, though, they don't actually end that. Because he says, "What about us?" And she just says, "Take it slow, Flash."
That's true.
Which I took as more of a, yeah, we're continuing this. We're just,
Yeah.
So
don't rush.
Yeah. Control that super speed of yours, and
Fastest Man Alive has a whole new meaning.
But he can literally vibrate every part of his body. I think the ladies will like him just the same.
Well, this explains all of his girlfriends, from Patty Spivot to Iris to Mina.
That's true.
Everyone else popular with the ladies.
Yeah.
Gets around, doesn't he?
But not as popular as Dick.
I
Because he's Dick.
mean, Pete loves Dick.
I do love Dick. Dick's great.
Yes. Well,
Speaking of, can we move on to that? I don't know if
Well,
that's next, but I think I'm bored of Justice League. I mean, it's fine, but I'm kind of done with it.
hold on a sec, just 1 second. Justice League, yes, is kind of weak, and yes, I'm going to keep reading it because
I am
it
too.
feels weird not reading Justice League. And since I have dropped Cyborg, and spoilers, I have dropped Aquaman. These weeks are a bit lighter, so I can put up with Justice League a bit more, and it's at least a little bit easier to get through because I'm kind of jumping to Aquaman here, but I didn't read this week's Aquaman, so I'm not talking about this issue. I'm just talking about Aquaman in general. One of the problems with Aquaman that I was really feeling in the last couple of issues is that other than Aquaman, like sure you get this is why I was so excited for when we'd get maybe the FBI agents on air, on land or the new Royal Navy women, right? They at least had some character. The problem with Aquaman is that every single person who lives in Atlantis has the exact same serious face, we don't trust land people attitude. They're all the exact goddamn same. None of them differentiate. There isn't a single Atlantean who's got a jokey personality. There isn't one who's more scared or whatever. They're all
Atlanteans, humorless people.
yeah. They're all so one note, and it would be fine if it was some of them and then some of them were different, but they're all the same. And at least with Justice League, as much as it's kind of weak, they are all a very different mix of characters. So at least, Jessica's flirting with Barry, and Simon's being a douche, and, Batman's being
I will say,
Batman.
I like that Cyborg still goes and plays football, but he uses his boob tubes.
That's just cheating. That's just not sportsmanship.
Yeah, but like
He
they
can
said,
play for the Patriots if that's the case.
but like they said, at least he doesn't invite Flash anymore or Batman.
Yeah, Matt. He goes for a touchdown, but he boom tubes to the other end of the pitch.
So he throws himself a touchdown. Basically.
Yeah, and then mocks them. He's like, "Where's your defense, guys?"
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's cheating. It's like playing football with Nightcrawler.
It's using your God-given abilities, even if this case.
Well, it's not even that
from
because
your
his aren't
father.
his are new God-given abilities, and even then, that's performance enhancing. His are performance enhancing devices, not drugs.
Yeah.
So
and even then, the boom tubes weren't part of his upgrades originally. That was like a supplement.
New gods count.
no.
It's still a God-given ability. Just
Yeah.
There. Yeah. So I don't know where the next issue is going, but it definitely implies that they're all going to be feeling kind of disconnected because of everything that came up
yeah,
during
it
this
says
emotional.
that there's going to be consequences, doesn't it? Although I kind of don't believe that.
Part of me hopes there isn't, just because I kind of feel like it would be a good story, but it wouldn't be here. So
It just because I didn't read this, so I've dropped it. But it just sounds like they are doing what we've complained about, where this feels like it should be later in an arc. Like if you're gonna break them up, why wait till issue was it 7, 8? Like get a couple arcs in and then do the story.
yeah.
Probably would have had more impact then.
Yeah, it feels
right?
like I say, some good concepts, but it just Hitch just isn't that great a writer. It's a shame, but he's not.